Okay, so welcome. Today we step into the temple of language, not just the language of words, but the language of spirit. So let's just come into our beautiful sacred space together. If you can just take a beautiful, big, deep, harmonizing breath with me. So just inhaling beautiful, bright, white starlight and just exhaling doubt. Inhaling presence, so just breathing in presence and just breathing out any kind of distraction that doesn't need to be with us today. And just breathing in the vibration of love and just breathing out the vibration of fear as well. And just let these words kind of just wash over you. This is a beautiful little invocation. So I open to the whispers of spirit. I open to the language of light. I open to my soul's map as well. So imagine your soul as a star constellation, and each symbol, each sign, each synchronicity is a star. So today we connect the dots to reveal your cosmic map today. So just a bit of a teaser, a taster of what we do in the Academy. And let's get this little ball rolling. So the soul speaks in symbols often, or, your intuition often speaks in symbols as well. So spirit speaks in symbols because symbols bypass logic and go straight to the heart. So we're dropping from the head to the heart. So we're dropping from repetitive thought, limiting beliefs, and we're kind of just dropping into the wisdom of the heart. So think of the symbol, the spiral. It appears in kind of seashells and galaxies and dreams, that beautiful kind of Fibonacci symbol, the spiral. It always whispers evolution, creation, return, and expansion. So if that symbol was to come to me while I was doing a reading, I would know that that's a very good sign. That means that we're creating life. It's an expansive symbol. It's returning to self, returning to your own wisdom. So it's a really good sign. So you start to develop your own psychic language. Now, I invite you to think about a recurring symbol that pops in to your life, something that kind of just recall a recurring symbol that often comes in for you. Perhaps it's an animal that keeps appearing. And we do a whole segment on animal totems and spirit animals in the Academy, but often you have your own spirit animal that kind of keeps appearing. It may be a number that repeats. So, you might start seeing a repetitive number like, 333, 2211, often on number plates or just, wherever you look really, or an image from your own dreams. We do a little bit of dream interpretation too in the Academy. So, images, numbers, animals, a symbol in nature that often, is a recurring symbol for you. So if it's a recurring symbol for you, it usually has an intuitive interpretation that you may want to record. So I encourage you to start a symbol journal, start recording these repetitive numbers and then do some intuitive interpretation as to what they might mean for you. And it could be, look up the generic meaning, Google it, but often your meaning may be a little bit different to the generic meaning as well. So it's a good idea to start what I call a symbol journal. Just get a notepad and start recording what some of these images, what some of these number sequences, what some of these animal totems might mean for you. And you might want to pop it in the chat box as well. So just take a moment to write it down. You might not want to do it now. You might want to do it at a time when you have some time to do it. Take a moment to write it down. Now, if you're watching the replay, you might want to, stop the recording and just ask yourself, what does this symbol feel like in my body? What does it actually mean to me? Because spirit will talk to you in a way that you can understand it. So it will use your vocabulary, your thoughts, your feelings, whatever way you interpret messages. So it'll start to use your language. So what does this symbol feel like in my body? What guidance might it carry? And make it relevant and significant to where you're at in your life as well. So this is the first word in your soul dictionary of your soul's language. So start a soul dictionary, and you can add to it as you go along. And I encourage that in the academy as well. So signs from loved ones in spirit. So we couldn't talk about symbols and signs and spiritual breadcrumbs and hints and clues from the universe without talking about signs from loved ones in spirit. So our loved ones in spirit weave their love into everyday signs. This is often how they talk to us. So if you're clairvoyant, you might see a sign. If you're clairsentient, which is psychic feeling, you might feel, and sense a sign. So our loved ones in spirit weave their love into everyday signs for us. So a feather on the path, maybe your grandfather's hello. A song on the radio may carry your father's message. Maybe it was his favorite song. A butterfly landing nearby, maybe your child's playful wink. Your little spirit babies may be winking to you. I know that we had a beautiful, gorgeous soul in the academy this year, and she'd lost her child, and her child in spirit would speak to her through butterflies. So a butterfly landing, and she had a butterfly tattoo as well. So often loved ones will speak in symbols. So it's good to kind of start to develop that language as well. So spirit loves repetition. You can also ask for a sign for validation. So spirit loves repetition. So if you ask for a sign to validate a message or answer a question, and it appears 3 times in one day, this is my little ritual that I do. If it appears 3 times in that one day, I take it as confirmation that spirit's underlining a message for me. So, I might say, if I should be doing that thing, spirit, can you show me 3 signs? And the 3 signs for me would be 3 feathers in my path as I'm walking along, whatever it is. So today I invite you to ask your loved ones in spirit for a sign and trust what arrives. So I've got a beautiful kind of blanket of little white flowers out in my garden that collects little white butterflies. And little white butterflies, for me, mean my Nana is coming through for me, and she has a message for me. So, I want you to start to develop those signs as well. So today I invite you, ask your loved ones in spirit for a sign. Trust what arrives, even if it feels very subtle or playful, really start to, notice those signs. So spirit